Hello guys, it's Amos here, and Aurelion Soul was just revealed on the official website, so take a look at his abilities and we'll discuss them later. There's also a new glam giveaway, so check it out in the description below. So let's talk a bit more about his abilities. So his passive, Center of the Universe it's called, has 3 stars that orbit around him all the time and deal damage to enemies that are hit by them, and those also apply spell effects to enemies that they strike. His Q is called Star Surge, and it fires that great newborn star, as we might have predicted as well from the cinematic, and it throws it at that direction, and it can explode upon reactivation or once it travels beyond the star's maximum orbital range. So you can reactivate it to explode it, probably like Lux on his, activate it and it explodes, and you can travel alongside it. So if Aurelion Soul goes along it, it will grow in size and it will deal more damage and stun a wider area when it explodes. So if you can throw it, then go with it as much as you can. You will deal more damage and it also will stun wider. That sounds nice. His W, he throws his stars around, so increases that ring and increases their power, probably increasing their damage most likely, as we can see here. So throws them afar and they'll deal more damage, but this drains mana per second, so you can have this activated a long time. So maybe he will build more tanky like a Rod of Ages, so you can have that almost permanently in teamfights, since it's pretty nice, but it's gonna be a bit hard to concentrate on keeping it on the enemies. It's gonna be nice to try and focus it to hit champions, but it looks pretty awesome and it feels like a really nice ability to take care of. Now his Z has 2 effects. One is the passive, that's Comet of Legend. So the passive is that he builds movement speed when traveling continuously in the same direction. So if you go on mid from base, you will gain more and more movement speed, but you lose that when you turn around, so loses the movement speed on sharp turns. Also, some of this speed is stored away as escape velocity stacks, and those are lost entirely whenever he takes damage from an enemy. Sounds pretty nice. So when you turn, you lose your momentum, but if you go directly into a line, you'll gain more and more movement speed. Sounds pretty nice. And the active is that he travels to that area, so once he maxes his escape velocity stacks, so those are probably gained when you're moving in one direction, he can activate that Comet of Legend to pull in his orbiting stars and take flight, traveling over terrain for a long distance. Looks a pretty damn long distance, and he cannot turn once his comet is set, and enemy damage will bring Aurelion Soul back to Earth, restoring his orbiting stars. So if you take damage when you're in that air, you will fall down in that spot when you take damage probably. You won't go back to where you started, you will drop in that spot, so you're not untargetable and they can deal damage to you while you're in that. And his ultimate, Voice of Light, shoots out a long wave of starfire in a target direction that damages and slows all enemies struck. And the nearby enemies caught in the blast are also knocked back to Aurelion Soul's outer ring. So if they are close to you, they also take damage from your outer ring, and maybe if you have the bigger one activated, the W, the Celestial Expansion, and you use the ultimate, it pushes them even more, so they take damage from the increased star orbiting than this one. Yeah. And he's probably a mid laner mage, as I mentioned, as I thought, and as I hope. Looks pretty awesome. Let me know if you like him. I really like how he looks like. Remember to subscribe and comment and like this video. Also, be ready for the PvE update, since it's going to come out pretty soon, and we're going to take a look at him in game and everything that comes out alongside him. Thanks for watching, and look, his counter is Akali. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye.